Guess who's back?
Hello everyone and welcome back to Blacklist. My name is Alex and today we've got episode 2 of my Need for Speed Unbound lockdown walkthrough. Last time out we managed to escape with a jacked ride, a brand new Porsche, which we get to keep for 24 hours. Now that car gets put aside for a later episode and we now focus on entering lockdown, but this time with an A-class car. So this gives us a little bit more flexibility, and the car I want to use this time, unlike previous entries, is something that can just win from the get-go. So I decided to buy a BMW M3 Convertible 2010, equip it with a Liberty Walk body kit, which gives you, let me just count on my hands, 0 horsepower. It just looks cool. You don't have to do it, basically, but if you want to. The best thing about this car is it only really needs 2 things, which is an Elite nitrous kit and a dual turbocharger. There you go, that's our burner ride. She's ready to go for lockdown.
Cops are out chasing their tails. Go try out some rides. We can get some races going.
And I'm telling you right now, guys, this lockdown is gonna be quite intense. So of course, if you enjoyed today's video as well, make sure you like, comment and subscribe. In fact, I even put a little reminder on the license plate. So what's great is this car has been built to be the top of A-class. As you can see on the top right there, it's only a little bit left to find in the performance, but yeah, we're going to stick with it, which means we can jump straight into racing. So the first thing I do is go around, I just go and grab some cash and things like that, go for a little explore, and then I immediately jump straight into the first race. So we've already got some competitors here. We've got a Mercedes, we've got a what I believe to be another Nissan Skyline. Yes, it is from Underground. I see you, RMZ. I see you. And well, I don't know what the other guy's driving as well. I think we might find out in a moment. But yeah, it's great coming in with a faster car. Of course, as you progress, the easier it gets to start and get going. And A-Class, even if you've done all of the lockdown and you know you've got a streak going, a bit like what I have on this account, it's actually quite nice coming in with an A-Class, because if you want to do some racing with a bit more high stakes, something a bit different from your standard PvP, actually it's a good option to get into. And A-Class burners are really cheap as well in the grand scheme of things. This car didn't cost me a whole lot and it's fantastic. So I used the EMP on this guy here, just a little warning, and I gave him a little nudge as well, because if you hit other players, well, there's a little theme developing there, you get money from them that drops, which is always good. So if you want to make some money and play a little bit more aggressively, well, that's the way you can do it. So yes, and of course I'm kind of going in with a little bit of elbows out this time around. I'm also going to try and see how much I can get on this drift for 300 seconds. And karma definitely plays around when it wants to, and it was very instant karma. I got EMP'd, and yeah, I deserved that. I'll put my hands up and say I deserved it. But we did get a daily challenge for drafting there, which was something unrelated perhaps to this, but of course always keep an eye out on your daily challenges as well. So at this point I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna calm down, I'm gonna behave, I'm gonna be good now. You know, I've got a little bit feisty, you know, put my elbows out, show I'm not afraid for a bit of car combat. And as we head through now into the last corner, it's all getting a little bit spicy up front. You can see how close it is. And the guy in the Skyline, RMZ, he's had a little moment. So we're just going to jump in and take that second place off him. So that was quite close. And now I've got quite a bit of damage to the car, but not a problem. I decided to just go for a repair, and while I'm at it, I'm also just having a look at this lockup, and in the lockup is Blacklist 14's car, Taz, his BMW. Of course he drives a Lexus in the original Need for Speed Most Wanted, but you know, they didn't have the Lexus licensing. I know Toyota's been a bit of a pain with the Need for Speed games, so we're just going to leave that be and say, you know, they obviously tried to do something there with his car. So yeah, we're just going to roll with it and go from there. Now we find ourselves in another race. This time it's a one-on-one with RMZ with his Skyline, and I decided to just go for it. And of course I get a good early lead. My car is very, very torquey, very powerful, so it is quite good in the slow corners in particular, coming out of them. And I also get a spike strip, so I decided to use it. You know, I want to get as much money as I can. I have a bit of a rule, I don't try and bully people too much, but when it comes to races in particular, And if they're going to cause me problems, that's fine. I don't go out of my way to take people out. I only do it if I feel like they're going to be a bit of a nuisance for me. So I deploy another little cheeky spike strip and of course I always do it in these little narrow zones, and he did hit it again. So look, if you're watching, mate, my bad, but you know, is it a game? Is the game? Don't be afraid to get your elbows out, guys. I always say this. Don't be a complete dick. Don't troll and just deliberately ruin people's day. But at the same time, you know, if you want to go and get a ride or stuff like that, you know, you got to be prepared to play dirty. That's the whole point. It is an extraction racer. So we picked up a very easy win there, which was really good. And that, of course, means we've got a load of cash. In fact, we've got 112k in our bank account. So I'm like, okay. So now that's really good because 100k opens up a lockup. If you can't get in with the bike or it's completely shut, then you can just literally open up with the money. Now, of course, the guy from my race, he's got the same idea. So we're both going for this bike on the map that you will have seen there, the little light purple square. And I'm like, okay, you know what? You're getting in my way a little bit because I want this bike. And I got karma again. Bit of a weird collision physics. You know, I touched the shipping container on the corner and it decides to absolutely flip me in a bit of a Criterion burnout style. And I'm kind of like, you know, I really want this car and he's got some damage. So I'm thinking, do I go for the aggressive attack? And then I'm like, no. You know what? I've given a warning, so I won't be pushed around. But then I thought, let's get it on the sat nav and see if there's anywhere closer. And I'm kind of having a bit of indecisiveness because then I thought, do I go and get an A-plus car? And of course, RMZ's gone and taken it. So I went, right, okay, well, that's ruined my plan. He's going to have a quicker car. And then I'm kind of just driving around a little bit. It's good to just sort of, you know, keep yourself moving and kind of give yourself some space to think of a new strategy. So I drive away and just sort of get myself out of the zone and thought, right, you know what? I've got money to burn. Let's just use some of it because we'll go into the lockup, and we'll go and pick up a car if it's there, because if there is a car and it's not been touched, there's another thing to take into account as well. Yes, it costs 100 grand to open up, but you will get some of that back if you're first in, because you can just loot the cash, loot all the power-ups, everything. You could literally clean out a whole lockup and get a majority of your money back. So we arrived there and we are first on the scene, and in the lockup is, drum roll please, Blacklist number 9's car, as lockdown just came in. I actually don't remember that bit, but lockdown zone increasing right to where we were, and we jack the car. Now, because unlike previous jackings where we just grab a car from the side of the road, very Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012 style, in this mode, if you take a car from the lockup, that's your car. You will own that car. And of course, it does also mean that we got a lot of our money back. But can you see that little tire with the flame around it? That means we're in a hot car. That is a car that people will want to take from us. If they steal it, it's theirs for the keeping. We got some other cars going around as well. And initially, I'm like, you know what? Let's try and get out of here. You know, we've got ourselves an insane Blacklist car. This thing is awesome. And I've got to say, Earl's car in Most Wanted 05, his Mitsubishi Evolution. Oh, chef's kiss. Beautiful. I used to love getting that car in the little slips at the end there when you could defeat the Blacklist racer. And his car, of course, being four-wheel drive, was actually really good in Rockport back in 2005. 21 years ago. I don't like that. Now, I'm going to try and escape. You know, I'm like, right, okay, we got ourselves a new ride. This is a good day. Unfortunately, that truck is being claimed, so I decide, right, I'm going to bail. It's all getting a bit messy. It does still mean we've got time. We've still got 11 minutes on the clock. So I'm like, okay, we don't need to worry yet, but we should be preparing to get out. So it's all getting a little bit interesting at the moment. And then we decide to just make a little escape, try and get some clear space. And one of the bikes has gone down. Now, it wasn't this bike that was causing us problems. In fact, we dealt with him quite nicely there. You know, a little push out of the way. But he's actually out and has dropped 125k. Now, I could have taken his bike as well. I did think about it. But I thought, you know what? I'm not interested in ruining that guy's day more than it needed to be. Plus, if we had jacked the bike, we would have left with the bike, which is great. But we can't go into lockdown yet until we're S+ with a bike. And, of course, you can't keep a bike for those who don't know. If you get a bike, you get it for 24 hours and you can enter lockdown with it, but unfortunately it's just it's a bit of a no-go at the moment. I don't need it. I'd rather take a car and get the money. So I said, right, I'll just grab his cash that he's dropped and check out. Now we've got all this money. I'm in a very hot car with 9 minutes 38 seconds on the clock. So I'm like, okay, now it is really time to start getting out of here, because this is actually quite a, an aggressive server. There's quite a lot of people doing this. And of course, I've got another bike behind me as well. And we're going to have to fight for our way out of here. We really are. So I'm just trying to go as fast as I can. I'm not as fast as the bike. And in fact, we've even got to go through this little roadblock, and unfortunately he gets to the truck first, and I went, no, you're not taking this is my exit. He has a bike, he's got a little bit more flexibility at the moment. I need to get out. So we're actually fighting now. It's almost a bit like a capture the flag or control point in Call of Duty. You're trying to hold the truck for as long as you can, and I'm he's a bit quicker, yes, but I'm bullying him out of the way. But in the end, we just take it. He backs out, in fact, and goes, right, see you later. So I'm thinking fantastic, and it means we've got out of lockdown with, drum roll please, the new Porsche 911 GT2. This is the car that we've got. That means it's now ours forever in the games. We can keep it and run it like any normal car, and it is gorgeous. Just take a look at it. You know what, it's one of the nicer cars that they've built in the sort of revamped Need for Speed Most Wanted cars. And of course the BMW that we went into lockdown with, that is now out of action for 24 hours. That means next episode we're going in with an A+ car, so we're going to be getting another burner for that. And that is going to be awesome. So yeah, stick around for that. If you want to see what happens next, make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and share this video with your friends and across the world, because I'm having a lot of fun doing this series. So next time up, we'll be building a new burner ride. I've got something very, very Most Wanted-esque prepared for that episode. So make sure you check it out, and yeah, and that will be coming out very soon. And of course, if you've already been subscribed to this channel for a while and you're watching this in the future, you can head over there now. Anyway, see you very soon. Bye bye for now.